Good morning, folks. It's 0908 on the second day, first month, 2023. And there it is, right on schedule. D-Day for the West Coast, and D-Day is coming for the East. This is full. I'm still there at Broome, but the event I'm going to discuss today, and we'll come back to Broome and your conditions, is what's about to occur along the east coast of Australia, Tasmania, over the next over this week. I don't know what to say. In New Zealand, you were having a bad time, very bad time. So I'm going to rewind the clock, and I'm going to show you the beams that are going to set it up. And they have occurred. I can pretty much nail this corridor, and I'll tell you what to agree with and what not to. The flow has totally changed. All right, as a beam came up your coast today, right from here. This is a flow changer, right? Everything now has to come straight up. It meets that, or is it moving down? I have to see. The pressure is going to do a determining. If this goes low, it pulls down. I got another beam coming up through here, right through the trough. It's created a clear out, which is going to hem the storms here, and then the local next threads will start pulsing them over here, right? Then you're going to expect another beam has to occur, right? It's walking this moisture. There it is, right at the end, right there. This timestamp right there. Happy New Year, 4 o'clock in the morning. They was very busy. So I'll show you that now. Let's get a zoom up on this. I know it's highly pixelated, but on your phone you might pick it up better. See this tickler right there? See if I can get it to jump. See the beam? Influencing this moisture here. See if I can get it to roll now. Excuse me. Bzz. Look at the beam shoot straight into New Zealand here. Look right over to the area of my deepest concern. So it's been hit with a beam from out here. You've got a ship. It's the only thing that's going to do that, or there's an island right here. Ship or an island out here. There is an emitter out here. I have to say that. There is an emitter out here. Because the shape of the V is pointing right at it. Pointing right at it. That's going down south of here. See? There's a V here and a V going up there. That tells me there's a ship. There's two different directions of emanations of beams are still the same, but the directions they're headed in are different. They're changing the flow here now. They've got to heat this up. They move stuff through, right? Now they have to heat it here. No flow can come through here as they rage everything up. That sends a bunch of cold air up. It's gonna. Has to. You'll see. And a low is going to form. It'll form right here. Right about here. The ChemOil says so, that they laid down. And this is going to be the moisture provider for the next thing that's going to rock your arc. And it's going to definitely instill a lot of behavior in people. And it's going to influence the trade roads of Australia along this coast. Okay? A lot of flare-ups here, see? So I'm going to go over those. But you see the V shape of it? They're ringing out the sec. You see the direction or set it. Now all I got to do is cut it and it'll come in bands. Boom, boom, boom. And localized neck threads could do that fairly quickly. As can the boom plume themselves. I could put an explosion right there at that exact level, drive clouds to both sides, and seed those then, because there was an existing cloud and I changed its dynamics. Yeah, you got something over here blasting towards you as well. See the V? Comes right over Tassie. All right? Right over the tops of you. So this is going to be your watchings. For all intents and purposes, most of this is coming this way. But a lot of the moisture has been stripped. And look what they've turned. You see how much water is up here? And I'll show you a little later. There's a flow change here. One beam here stops that moisture dead and brings it down. Because we like putting your hand on even an oar stroke through a stream that's moving. We'll send water up the bank and into this stream here. And if that water here gets moved into this tendril at all, that's going to take the flooding event up to here. As it is right now, it's just looking like this shoreline right here that they just lit up. With this pulse beam here, see this little curve of beam emanation right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That yellow one right there. trying to do it in motion so you get to learn how to read a map. Or keep it going till you notice the patterns. That's going to pin this down and actually work things in towards the Charlieville and all that this way here. That's going to hem that chem that's up here towards this direction, towards the flow of that air there that's cooler and moving north. And there's another tickle right there forcing that flow up. You guys are getting a setup. And this is the best explanation of this I can give of this image for you in this coast. X-Smith, as far as this one goes, is showing no big blast. There is a big straight line actually coming here. But it came from below. It came from down here. Like I said, you got ships. And the pressure wake of this moving is going to have an effect on the one in front of it, which is going to have an effect on one after that. So how many waves you got coming of cold air through here is how many days of storms. Time the gap, and then you get it at the time of day you want it. You want that to arrive during the daytime when the tops of the clouds are being heated. Yep. Or if you got hot ground, you want that to come in at night, make a fog that you can then lift and then drop that water right back down on you in a form of a rain to make the condensates bigger. Fog is just condensates all around you, and they're not big enough to go up or down. Or not big enough to come down all the way, and not small enough to stay up all the way afloat in your gaseous form. Gas. I'm trying to have a laugh here, folks. Okay, so try not to be too lowered about a lowering situation. It's just my shit sandwich. Don't eat it for me. There's been a beam here. I've been waiting for it. It's actually coming from out here. Fiji, you're not guilty. Most likely one of those ships that I've showed you in the past. Yeah, I'm not going to pull it up today. It's a sidetrack. I'd rather just give you a forecast. There's a lot of water coming up down here. This is all felt. This is a lot coming still. 3 waves here. 1, 2, 3. That are going to be on the backside of that as they slide it. The time to hit it here, just as this moves south. Look, and it's headed. The vector is perfect. Perfect for when they move the low down to about here. They're going to have to move it down coast a little bit so that they could strip its moisture later and send it back across the middle and up the trough again. You've already had a bit of a swelling of your streams going on now. Here comes the second batch, and it's coming fast. You got a couple days, so get your arcs in order. So I'm going to continue to go through this area before I zoom over to Burma. All right, let's look at what's happening in wintertime in Australia. Okay, no, this summer. It's winter here. Oh my God, Rubber, get your head back in yourself. See the flow? It's all bringing that Antarctic air up. And it's meeting a flow here. And it's sending more of it up here. Oh my gosh. Boy, they're really good at moving it. Alice, you must be splitting the flow here. Or there's a radar, it's got to be right here. And put a truck with one on. You know, radar truck. Doppler weather mobile radar trucks. Yeah, just call it dead. And you'll see some of their tools. Radar trucks. You got any of there out there? Anybody pulling a trailer with a bunch of these on them? You seen any of them at the filling station? It's about this Dows. Here, I'll pop you a link to something you might find interesting. So when I say, do you have a mobile radar? Because I'm picking up the signature. This would be a logical explanation. You know, I don't have to say it comes from outer space or so. I can say it's most likely coming from the ground. You can put one of them on a little boat, you know, if you're flooded too much. You could pick your location. So you can, where do we need coverage kind of a thing when you see these down network. So I can have a little look at that. I said I wasn't going to. We look at that ion generator. Bzzz, a mobile fryer. Make it stores. Look at them Amatis clouds. You're dropping a bunch of pellets up there and they're falling and making a cloud around them as they're coming towards you on the ground. You ever lay on the ground and watch them when they're forming? I did. I seen it over North Lakes one time. This is coverage things. The coffin. How to overlap. So this is a United States thing. Look at the tower they can make suddenly, right? That's a Tesla tech array. That ain't small. One, two, three, four, five devices there. Ion generators and all sorts. This is radio frequency combined with microwave frequency. Analog and digital going on there. See what? Isn't that interesting, eh? And you're liking that, eh? Never know what I'm going to pull up. I don't either. One this shows up. There's your frequency ranges. You usually go on there and have a look. And I've already popped you a link to that, didn't I? Yep. Yeah, I'll give you a full roundup. This is Mimic. That's what I'm looking at today. This is what I'm showing you today. There's Mimic. There's the NOAA weather. Sorry if you ain't allowed to comment on my posts and you're a loyal listener, and thank you very much. The grief I get is just, it's not worth the commentations. It really destroys a lot of things. Being online too much. And this is Sat Viewer. This is a product of the Bureau of Morons. See right here? It's kangaroo and emu and ostrich shit. That's what they're showing. And I'll go over this image here. Look at with this weather brought to you by Mike. It looks like a Nike. It's like you're advertising something. What are they selling them galactically? They have to have an advertisement when the bureau goes by. Hey, Nike's here. Yeah, I'm jesting you. Yeah, you have a lot of opinions. We'll talk about that sometime. And wind up psyops. I've seen a double planet, second sun, with my eyeballs. So. Yeah, and I got a picture of it. Somewhere it's floating about. Oh, yeah, it was all over the internet. I got ripped. Flight back from Bali to Brisbane. 4:30 a.m. looking toward Brisbane. It was right about here. Over Australia at 4:30 in the morning. Coming in for I guess, the 6 a.m. landing. That was a bumpy ride. Okay. Well, that was that. So that's what I meant about that. Okay, I'm going to close some of this off because it slows stuff down. All right, here you go. Here you go, loop-de-load. The radar goes loop-de-lie. I'm going to go loop-de-loo. All on a Saturday night. Right, here you go, Canberra. We got some stuff coming up through the mountains. It's not going to be the most pleasant time for y'all. Sci-fi movies. It's one of my birds, man. You see it? Yeah, I get it. So that actually starts down here, of course. As they split this flow, stuff don't keep coming through here. They're going to send it up around. See the flows? Bring it in the mountains at probably about, I don't know which gap is here, but there's got to be a gap here because I see a lot of weather going in and out here. And I've never been through here, so I don't really know the lay of the land. So, if you have something planned for Friday up there, I'll show you what weather gear you're going to need. And then the grind show will start again. And as they turn the beams off on the coast, she walks. And yeah, that's a very predictable place for the low to form. It's just starting to get organized. So you're looking at that about 26 hours from now. We'll just say 24 hours from now, this low will be forming over here across Bateman's Bay. And when that does, the dynamics of these two lows here are going to start to interact with each other more. This is going to have a tendency to pin it, but there's still enough of an effect of stuff hitting, bumping into it to rotate this up the coast. And as it rotates up the coast, you'll get a line. The low will strip off and go away, and this will become more dominant. And it'll spin a little low each time it interacts with one of these sticky outfits. Yeah, and the last biggest sticky outfit is Byron. And before it gets to there, it's going to hit Cuss, and she's going to start to curve in. Before that, you're going to see a storm all the way through here. So look at this flow is bringing that up, right? And it's bumping into that there. This is bringing this over. It's bumping into that there. They're going to have to combine something up there because you'll have a secondary Lando cane forming over the middle of the country here between Dargaman, Bada Bing Bang Bong in Maury right there in Brewarina. And I can't read shit with these glasses. I need the other ones. Well, you got to have some heavy winds to contend with out there on the road, so be careful. High-sided vehicles out there. Let's see what your gusts and stuff are going to be, because that's going to be a dangerous travel time. I was looking at this yesterday. Come on, wind. It takes a while for some things to tick over. Yet it's very windy through some of these travel corridors over here. You know, north of Melbourne. The mountains look like they're catching a bit of a break until you get down onto the western slope sides. Very windy through around Orange and all this. These are just gusts. The gusts are heavier actually. That was just plain wind. The gusts out west, you'll see. I'm going to get to you guys. I will. I just want to cover this one event for the starting of the event for New South Wales. Right, I got that up there now, so I can click it anytime I want. Right, as I get back to the rain and thunders. So that was a predictable wind. You're in a bit of a doldrum. Enjoy your day. If you got sunshine, have it. If you got starlight, go look at it. Go have it. Go have that vibe of that star. It's talking. You go look at it. Everything like light is making a sound. Just because you can't hear it, maybe you never tried to listen. I wonder this sometimes. Right, and as we're going through the never-ending story of the year of the storm, the year of the Wascally Wabbit is now, right? Oh. Down your rabbit cast, you folks. It's time for Elmer to take the gun. It's time for Bugs to take the gun. Excuse me. Remember that one? Good God. That's some heavy falls after just 3 hours. And there's going to be a lot of lightning. These flows meeting is going to make like a dynamo. Well, every one of those turns right here is going to go on a different layer. The cold will have a tendency to go above. I mean, excuse me, it'll sit down low. So it displaces a lot of the warm air. And if there was warm air here and this hits it, it's gonna crunch the cold pocket down low. Yeah, and when it compresses the cloud, a lot of stuff happens. It's gonna go right over the top, and then it sits heavier and actually compresses the atmosphere, and it can start oscillating up and down. You might see the long distance clouds that like look wavy going in the distance, on with the tops that curl. I'm expecting to see that in these conditions here, especially as you look west. You'll see those. So I'll predict the tsunami cloud to be seen along this area here, especially as you look off into the west. Just count on it. The dynamics are all there. Your pressure line sitting on Wednesday. You've got 4 lows showing sitting next to each other. Okay? You tell me more about there's no geoengineering. All right? They're next to each other. They should swallow each other's. EMF walls are holding these apart. All these pressures would equalize and be one law. You do the numbers. What would you end up with? Do the math. Equalize all those out. All right, this will turn into a 96. You just do that straight off. So now that's a 96. What's that going to turn into? Take that 1 off it. Then that'll turn into a 995. Then that's going to interact. Then that will kind of do a pull here. Bloop. So it's going to pop off a 995. Not a 995. It'll pop off the... Yeah, because we have a lot of bubbling going on. So you're going to watch these numbers. Doop, bloop. Then those two are going to start to interact unless a high pressure wall comes here. And to divide this, they have to have it. There has to be a beam come way up coast. Boom. And it's gonna. Or come down coast. Boom. Like that. It's the only way you're going to make that happen. I'd expect it to go down coast. Because it's going to want to make it the heat turn it up. So boss that out. I have to wall that way. Yes, so this runs into it. Yeah, you absolutely have to pulse down. If you pulse up, you fuck this. You stop the river. If they pulse up from down here on that day here, they're going to step that river of moisture and send it straight to Queensland. There's nowhere for it to go. I'm watching very carefully Wednesday. Where's the beam going to go? Up or down? And it makes a difference. It does. So I hope that kind of gave you an idea of why it makes a difference. So I'm going to turn some of those pressures up. This is an oddness. and you're going to bring stuff bubbling in. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Between these two is these suction. This is a crazy, crazy pressure setup. And what's coming here is a block. And when this comes, there's nowhere for this to go. You have another couple weeks of rain. There's nowhere else for it to go. And you got plenty of dynamics down here to whip up plenty of cool air from Antarctica as we head in towards your the autumn season of the southern hemisphere. The hemis thing, the half thing. Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't think it's flat. I think it's something else. I call it the hemis thing. And this weather is brought to you by Mike. They want to be like Mike. And they're slam dunking your asses. Slam dunking you. Right? Well, I will get back to you. I was doing a digression. Okay, I'll show you the bad news now. Now here comes the bad day. And this will be a memorable one. I'm going to turn off the particle animations. I don't want you to get wound up by seeing too many lines. I'm just going to show you what's going to go on. Right? We're not here to get you sick. We're just here to make sure you stay okay. All right? Yeah, there's that Charlieville. That's a turn his bed. Boy, is that turn it into an EMF corridor. I bet that people around that Cuyahoga Casino Valley get absolutely frightened. There's a lot of echo can get set up there between one on the coast. I've been watching. They use it for a move. They actually use that valley there near where the train station. If you go and look north, you'll see the trough. It's part of the trough. And that gives it very unique qualities of being able to be flooded quickly, but it gets blasted. Right? Look how heavy these falls are. And they've lasted for a day. And I'm going to show you your accumulations. Yeah, they did. They did absolutely park that line there where that beam said it would go. Absolutely along that lane. Absolutely. They perking it. You see? This is why we look at maps and things to try to do our determinants and then come up with what I think is going to happen. And see if it does. And if it does, you're starting to understand the process. And that's what I'm hoping I'm teaching you guys. Yeah. And if you find that of value, you can support my work at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch. I might even give some seminars to talk about this privately, webinars, because this is allowed to happen. I don't want to wind you guys up and sell you product. I know all sorts of healthy things. You message me private, I'll tell you what I personally use for my walls, okay, and for making sure my E's don't get dissed by the inside of my body. To make sure things don't get dissed out on the outside of your body is to fool yourself. It's going to be quite a day. So I'm going to show you now your accumulations for 3 days after I get this to 3 days. I told you, that storm is just the never-ending story, man. Call in Falcor. Falcor. Really? Maybe that's what it is. The Falcorn storm. Falcorn storm. Ah! It's more dupe juice storm. See, there's a pulse that's got to make this. We're going to see a beam. It's going to be large. It's going to be the boom, the big pulse. We're going to see the circle beam. It has to. Or they'll cut the radar off so you don't see it. And I'll look at a weather plan and say, what do I need to do to make this happen? It's like playing chess. What's their next move going to be? Oh, you're going to get a big beam going to come up. And it's going to create a flat. Boy, your ears are going to hum when that happens. So we'll be watching for the radars here at the corridor to kick on, all three of them. And I'll show you which ones I'm talking about. These ones. This will be like what's going on now. I heard did something wild on here last night. So I'm going to go back. Didn't get much sleep, did I? In all fairness, I like this new people that moved in there. They're a lot more polite. He's a very nice fellow. They've just caught me at a bad time when I'm not as personable. I want to see something. Somebody says did something wild on here last night. I want to know for sure. Do. Bowel movements. Your sky is shitty. Bomb, 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 bomb. You make my eyes sting. Do. You ruin everything. I don't think that's groovy. No, what? No, absolute. Yeah, yeah. You're pulsating on creating that storm. Look, as soon as it got to the outside of that radar, they hit a square pulse, and that line of storm sprung up over the bend in the dingo there. So they bent the dingo, and some animal husbandry occurred, and it just doesn't sound like the nicest thing. And then they popped a picture of Elvis up there. Hey, baby, they got a hunk of burn in my eyes. Ow. That's a Kemper, man. Come on. The V-shaped storm. With Agamemnon up there. That big square over this one here. It's not naturally occurring cloud formation. And these are not just glitches, because they are forming clouds, which show up on the radar images. And you see the pulsations in there? Bzzz, getting fried, getting fried. Wagga, wagga, wagga. Waka, 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 waka. What did you guys invent, Pac-Man or something down here? Waka, 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 waka. Boop. Take the red pill. Matter of fact, stop taking pills they tell you to take it. Open up your eyes. You don't need pill. Open your eyes, look up at the skies and see. Geoengineering's bad, and I think it's criminal. Yes, it's booming here, booming there, burning eyes, feeling low. And every time the wind blows, the fallout really matters to me. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll do the other one in a minute. I'm gonna just one side of the tree at the time. We want the hanging tree, and they got the country. What's up with that? We'll meet on the hanging tree. We only need 2 steps from Bunnings, and just hey, take a walk. And you don't need to hang anybody. Just throw an onion down. Onion Man, Dan is the Onion Man. Onion Dan, tripping and falling. My God, he did more cartwheels than Kathy Rigby and Nadia Comaneci put together. And now for the horror routine, Dan Glenn. Hey, kid, what a... I thought Gerald Ford was fun to watch fall downstairs. Biden has just said, you know, somebody dementia falling, it's not, they shouldn't be in office. And if they don't activate the articles of the Constitution to remove that president from being out of his mind, then that there is no Constitution that ever's going to serve us. The only Constitution we get is their daily Constitution, only they're taking a giant shit on you and they're not even unscrewing your head and doing it down your neck. They're putting it into a sandwich and they're shoving it into your mind in the forms of lies. All right, we've got nothing showing here, right? Yeah, nothing to see here, but it was over there real easy before. Yeah, they love to hide on the ones they know you're looking at. When you put it under 12s and the 6s, you'll often pick up some stuff. So now I'm going to have a good look at what the fuck is going on up here. I'm trying not to swear. You ain't trying hard enough. Try reading a radar on the fly that has a land okay going straight over Fitzroy Crossing where the balls go. I don't make up the names of these towns. This whole thing is just encouraging me to have a bad mind. Over here from Cunnilingus, Catherine's Cunnilingus, Wave Hill must be the orgasm wave, and Elliot's doing it. Or yeah, I look at stuff like that. David Tennant shows up at Dr. Hole, right in the TARDIS, which is north of the alien base over here at Alice Springs. Maybe there's a tunnel over there that they want, because there's a railroad line. And you got the amphibians all. This must be like Lizard Town. Yeah, that's Lizard Town over there where all you people the eating's going on. And maybe they need a train line, say Amphibian Town over there at the Thai tree. Hey, that sounds like Thai stick. So we should all like go over to the Thai tree, man. We'll have a smoke. They got plenty of water out there. The Mulga bar must be like, don't go over there, man, because you'll get bored. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to have some fun with this because this area here is getting totally shitted out, and these people need their fucking morale lit. I mean, literally, like Mount Isa around here, like these names or anything. What was that, camel toe? Oh, the camel wheel. Camel wheel. What was somebody trying? They grow chamomile and they didn't know how to spell. What would you like to call this town? Let's see. What do you call this tea? Oh, that's camel wheel. Okay, well, let's write that down. And what in the... Now I ain't gonna try it. Alparula. All right, Radangi. Somebody's dangling over here. And Tajara over here, you're gonna. Yeah, your storms will be popping up towards your way today because if you chem bomb racers over here, and just a totally nonstop fueling of a storm all around the Mount Isa station now for about a week. Nothing to see here, folks. Just drink that tea of boiled frog, because that's what that tea's made of. Yeah, that frog in that picture ain't moved pose in years, and that don't even mean nothing to you. But I digress. Two radar beams here and here. Boom, boom. Two double pulsations, making it ever so moist coming into Georgetown. Force 8 to Mount Surprise. That's where you drop the peg on. You never know. And you close the eyes of the person. And you never know who you're going to mount. It's a surprise. It's like sticking your finger in the orange with the Nutella, and then you open your eyes and there's a cattail, and you're going to go, oh my God. Wow, the big. Yeah, that's fueling into quite a dangerous storm. Come on, roll faster. See how that's just staying in place? That ain't moving. It's a whole hour worth of that one thing just boiling in one spot. Like something there is making it happen down there below south of them. It's not moving. It's just staying there. That storm has not moved in an hour. That line has stayed sustained. Stayed sustained. Stayed sustained. See that? See that line there? If I can catch the last frame. See it right there? See the beam? See the time? That's an EMF corridor. Stay active about 48 hours, and it's pretty ongoing. See, that was the last frame given. Right? See the corridor? See the beam? See the storms it created? Running along the correlation between that beam and this line here. And these little tickles down here. See them down here low? That's pulsing. If you don't have a station, you have a truck. And that's fueling up. It's getting wider. Some of the intensity's gone. That square is dangerous. Down here. That's a dangerous little spot there. It's about to spit a bloop into that, and then you get another, like a bomb went off right here near Foresight. I'm going to refresh this. I need the latest moment to do a correlation, right? When you see something, find other ways of saying you're seeing it, right? And then it's not a glitch. If I see a cloud, it's not a glitch. It's a cloud. All right. So don't let certain ways of looking at things cloud your judgment. You stick to what a truther does. Looks into things, does research. So bomb the Foresight. That's around here. If I get lucky and find it. It's gonna take a moment to load. I'm gonna have a sip of my drink. I'm gonna check if we're running. Yeah, if all forested up, we are running. Forrest Gump didn't need no education. Wisdom is gained through the mistakes we make and the perseverance of the bullying of others and the taking on board of criticism without taking it personal. If you ask for advice and you don't like what you hear, don't get mad at what you hear. Get mad at the behavior that got perceived the same more than once and work on it. Now, I'm not talking about rumor mills. One buddy makes 5 accounts and talks to themselves and you believe him. I'm trying to find this bomb. Forsyth, Georgetown, Mount Surprise. All right. Somewhere right in here. Boom! There it is. That's it right there. Gotcha. All right, let that roll a minute and clear up. That is what we call the sand bust. This is the data you need to prove geoengineering is fueling a storm. That was mid-deck. That's lower than the one that's blowing up here, and then this goes over. See, it's different. That other one's going underneath. It's high. So you got a couple deployments here making this. Right here. That's that. That's this. See that there? Then the show here though, right? Except that bomb there. See, I try to find other ways of showing things. Always look. Bomb, bomb, bomb. It's a very dangerous cell you got there, folks. It's a terrible cell. You'll have a night to remember. There's Mount Surprise. See how all these spokes are leading to this one spot, right? A V point in there, where my middle finger is. V point in here, a V point in here, a V point in here, and a V point in here. Do you have a truck here, or is there a radar? Yeah, if you pick up a chem bomb, you have to go look at them many ways. If you see a plane flying in a crazy path, you have to go here and look. Did it do anything? Or is it mapping for minerals? When a land grab is always very precise. They want to know exactly where to grab it. They don't want to waste time on where they want that well, where they want that next mine, where they want to scrape your soils, or which tree they want to chop down. And as I move along your coast, you got a lot of evidence of chem bombing going on over here. So I have a lot of it. Look at how square this line of stuff went. Right? That's not natural. With a firework going off in the middle. Does that look like one of them fireworks I showed you the other day? It does to me. It's a fireworks show in your sky. It's undeniable. That's why I did that show the other day. And go have a look at comparing chem bombs to fireworks. I've got someone at the door, but I'm not really expecting anything. I'm going to go look in case somebody sent me something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a natural loopy for you. We'll do all of it at once. Have a look. This is you over here. Oh, they've rung more than once. It's not for me. Impatience is never for me. As the continuing fueling of this Lando-Cannon, they decided that radar image wasn't needed right then. See it turn off? One of them did. There was a shut off. Maybe it was just missing data. I'll go with missing data. It doesn't say no data like this one. What is wanted over here? What has been in the plans for here that has been said no to? Why? I always ask why. And I always follow the money, which leads to a guy called the science. And also other people called bankers and control and sellers of crops and sellers of bullshit, and commercials on TV is a lot of money for Domino's Pizza. You know, if there's a big crisis, you know, oh my God, watch this. You're going to buy a lot of their stuff. And as I watch these storms spin around obvious centers of NEXRADs, right, all of them, I know your weather's being on. And they're staying there, right in the centers of them. Big beams controlling your weather, and chem bombs giving the fuel needed for the dynamics of natural cloud creation. There is no more natural weather when your atmosphere has been controlled by man. And this rumbler here going across between here and this station here, between the crowbar that they're giving you, and it's just blowing up now. It's continually being filled in a V shape of a radar station. A V shape of a radar station with a gap in this direction coming from another one. While this thing here is boiling hot down here near Hillston. Bzz, and it's sending a waveform of boom, boom. What's the pulse? You'll learn the beat of the drum. What's the hi-hat doing? What's the pedal on the bass doing? Right? Learn these things. When do they hit the horn? Where's the rainbow over rainbow being caused by a chem bomb? And when is it not? Why is this storm going this way that we're going that way? We've got a heated outflow boundary between these radars. We have a flow straight up the coast with a big beam. The beam is gone up through here. Because there's a path where nothing happens. Everything's flowed this direction, whoop, and that direction. One went east, one went west, and now they're giving you the test. Are you going to be the tickler or the test tickle? You decide. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to have something. All this in the V of this one radar station, which is not pulsating hard enough to destroy the storm, just enough to generate it and direct it. If they heat the outflow on this hemisphere, this will slightly start to turn this direction. And that's why we see a lot of the V's go in that way in the actual pulsation. That's a tumbler. Look, watch this go by. Boom, into that one. Something's moving around here. So let's go have a look and see if we got a correlation over here near Burke. Oof, that's a hard sight, isn't it? It's all chem bombs. Look at the fireworks going off in your sky. Go watch that video. That ain't a pizza pie. The Maltese Crusher looks like a Imaginary says, look at the aliens looking at you, the Greys, man. That Greys looking out of a spaceship at you. That's Imaginarium. The fact is, you're being sprayed like bugs, treated like animals, being told what to do by a bunch of people that their life decisions are never judged. And if you can't walk down 2 flights of stairs, 2 stairs, without breaking every bone in your body, you damn sure can't be sitting in a chair making decisions. And as I watch the chem bombs explode over here near the Camp Barrett place where if you go there, you ought to learn how to get your justice harder. Because playing by the rules of a game is playing a game designed to be played. Hey, that game is boring, man. We got to invent our own game. How about we just go out, sit outside, and look at some trees that we plant to add oxygen to the air, and then our carbon dioxide will be graciously and beautifully consumed. There's your bomb. Didn't take long, did it? Or was it up here? Or was the bomb up here? Because they all look the same. The big ones. The knuckle sandwich that they make us eat. And it tastes like Banta Poodle. Yeah, I've been Star Warsing it up. I love it. Finally get to see a few I've been missing. So look at that deployment. Look at the curls. Look at the tendrils over here going right straight across the line in a straight freaking line. In a straight line. Crazy, crazy flows going on here. One's going under the other. Right there. And that'll fuel it. You're lucky that most of that happened out to sea. But you're not going to be so lucky tonight when all this comes over. Or just during the day. Excuse me. It's going to be nighttime for me here in a few hours. Oh, no, it just got it. Oh, my God. It's 9:51 in the morning. I'm losing track of time. The daylight here, 7:30 in the morning. Looks like 7:30 at night here. It's getting very confusing. So the sun is just now starting to come up, but it's still very gray. That's it. I need a break. I need a real coffee. Oh my God, look at that. That's that chem bomb. See it going out in a line? That's not a storm front. That's man-made. One's twiggling this way, one's twiggling that way. Bomb, 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 bomb. Streamer and that. Your tax dollars at work on the low deck. Look at this haze. That's the cold air itself is making that happen naturally from the temperature difference. Temperature differences are also pressure differences. Pressure differences can create condensates. Boom! Amongst and other things. See, they bomb right in the front of it to create what is wanted. So it's not just a natural cloud formation. It is being encouraged by man-made methods. In other words, you're getting geostormed. Again. Chem bomb storms. Chem bomb storms. That shit is wrong. Chemtrail over here, Tazzy. Look, here you go. The dingus off the coast with the big bell. That means it's going to piss it down. When you see that, you know it's going to piss it down. The V shape. Come on. There's the Snoopy. Where's Woodstock? Sorry, he didn't make it, man. EMF got him on the way. Oh, that's sad. A lot of bombs just went off the top of you here, look. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Got the delta formation going on over here. Look, going by. It's a 10-minute jumps. 10 minutes more, still there. But changing the shapes, just keep that's the heart of that. That's the cloud shatter. See, the vomitating cloud. Puking man. That's that New Year's Eve you guys had too many farts. Are they gonna blame that too? No more fireworks. It's warming the globe. You can't have any of the pyrotechnics for yourself. We're only ones allowed to have that taser. And does that look familiar? Doesn't it look like that thing that was coming off when the plane goes by and it does the zipper? And it'll be in the front so it spreads out more from the back. Well, who knows how high up? Who knows how down low? All I know is the down low is geoengineering is real. It's crazy the storms that you're having here very soon. Are we still running? I'm getting tired. Everybody wants me to cover them, and it's just not enough time. The whole planet is being smashed with chemtrails and having all our rights smashed, and to control the water of the crops. The people desperately need right now up like let's say up in Punjab. They need a certain amount of water, or their oranges are fucked. So we got to think good thoughts toward that, getting the right amount of things. And we got to tell the water it's not your fault how you're being used. And I love you, water. I want to be your friend. I don't want you to be used as a billboard for Nike company here like that looks. Plume after plume with separators. So you know how the pulsations are going to go. You know how many bands of storms you're going to get. As you watch them hem these together, you'll start to learn. And you will. So remember this look. And I'll look at it again in about 4 hours. Then look at it again in 4 hours. Because that's how long it takes to get a whole new setup. And then go back and look at a video you took of it. And start documenting it. You know, when I look at 1, 2, 3, 4, right, these plumes, very geometric, not circular, and I zoom in on the center of them, and I see chem bombs, then I know that man-made weather is not only real, and that it's an indecent proposal, and that the experiment is ongoing without my personal permission or yours. And right now they're storming out one of the largest left indigenous populations in the world. Over 250,000 beautiful souls living off the land out here. And it's breaking my heart watching what's going on. And well, as I look at the Paul Stanley star in the eye guy, and I think to myself, my God, look what we've done to our home. Big love. Peace. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't show you accumulations. Hang on a minute. The accumulations are bad. I'm sorry. I was going to click off. I'm getting very emotional. Here's your tens. And it's looking bad. And there's going to be more coming. It's your turn. Access is more getting it right. That the corridor through here is going to happen. And you're one pulse away from that entire line being along here. I'm very happy to see that total here. But it's not so happy for everybody else, because that's telling me they're swelling the stream and they're going to hit you with a second batch probably about 3 days, 4 days after this. Well, so we'll be watching this total rise, actually. Probably about here. About 3 days from now, we're going to start to see what's coming. This is the stream sweller. This is the first batch to get you wet. That's coming through the trough. And it's going to come hard, roaring, with full furies of summer storms. Hail, lightning, tornadic activity to be expected. Don't be an idiot filming in a conservatory. The film ain't that important. If filming a storm is that important, set a camera up somewhere outside that's waterproof and show us all. Aim it at your sky and let us look. And as I get to the fives, it's just not gone. It's just steady totals. Sydney, you're in the sights. Heavy falls right off your coast. Right off the coast. And don't trust that's where it's staying. And then it looks like they're going to squeeze the sock out over the northern rivers. So the first batch you're getting here is just to get the stream wet. It's just to get you flowing. And then they get it going. Boom. Access showing much worse. Icon. It's It's quite conservative, actually. They're showing it starting in 3 days, just like I do. It's about 2.5. You'll start seeing your totals. And I'll go up north. Then on your 5. Did I give you the feels and then keep going? I got myself the feels with those last words too, because I mean it. It's very important. Look what we're doing. Whew. That's fucked up. And if you're worried about my swearing, saying it's fucked up, I think it's more fucked up to me that you're more worried about how I say something than this fucked up shit I'm describing. Because it's killing you and I'm giving a shit. I've been pulling the handle on this runaway train for years. And it's been weak now. I have watched this one total stay in place over this one spot of this area of the world. 1/2 meter water still to come for the Broome area. I have to tell you this. You're not done. You would, on any given day, that would be considered a super duper catastrophic flooding event, and this is not stopped. It is not stopped for the northern half of this country, the corridor of trade. Make a hell of an inland sea, though, wouldn't it? That's none of my business. You poor folks, man, my heart goes out to you. Look what they're doing to you. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. How about this goodwill to everything? How's Gwen and Croc feeling about this? Croc might not be minding it, but it might. It might have a whole of stuff somewhere. He always goes back and gets. Now he's going to need a new one. It might be you. Those poor folks. And the runoff going into the ocean toward my animals. It's getting hard for me to describe. As we head into another rainy season, wascally wabbits need to come alive. 'Cause the year of the wabbit is upon us. It is time for you to open your motherfucker.